mi gentes, ¿cómo estamos? ¿Cómo estamos? Hoy sí es el día más jugoso, el día más caliente, el día más cachonda, el día que necesitas cocinar con Murder. Y hoy, ¿cómo son?
Grant,
Julie,
Joseph,
Austin,
y Jaime.
and welcome back to Nashville Public Radio at the Murder offices. We are reading the new Michael Chabon book. We are listening to our podcast. We are getting back into it. We are lovely, balmy day. It's a high of 45 degrees and a low of 7. It's very cold out there. Make sure to take your leather elbow patches and your jackets and your scarves.
Yes, it's very, very important to stay bundled up out there. I'm Grant, the third Esquire, coming to you.
Yes, and this is Joseph Al II. We are here, joined by a very lovely local lesbian poet, I believe.
Jamie, and Austin.
And then we have our individual who associates herself as a cat. Maybe a cat person, if you will.
Meow.
That's all we've been able to get her to say. We're going to dive into it and see how many lives this kitty cat really has.
Kitty cat jazz.
And welcome back to Frankie and the Sausage. That's right, you got your boy Frankie and the Sausage.
And the sausage are the ones and twos. They're coming at you right up here from the chopper pad.
We've got your midday traffic update. Guess what? It sucks. While we're at it, we're going to introduce you to some friendly faces. We've got Jamie, Joseph, Jules. Back to you with a lot more.
It's the Murder Podcast.
Whenever you want.
Wow, damn, that's good. Holy shit.
Got it in one.
Is there anything we can't do? I'm telling you. You pick a radio channel, we'll do it. We can do this whole podcast
I'll just
in
overdub
Spanish.
it. It's fine.
Okay.
It's cool.
That's fine.
We'll fix it in post.
No, but if you want me to do it, I could do it. But,
Because we
but
can't.
That's good. That's fine.
Speaking of, you might hear a familiar voice. We got Jules.
Jules.
All right.
On the fucking pod.
Typically, she's listening to us act buffoons, but now she gets a chance.
She gets it in real time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Right.
It's worse in the room. I'll tell you that.
Yes, that's true.
It's mainly for me when I start getting on my jackassery, so she can just slap me in the back of the head.
I'm going to have to lean back so she can smack.
Yeah,
She's just like tap me on the shoulder if you need to smack.
I'll let you know when it's time.
She's gonna wrap my
you'll know.
headphones around my head like Daffy Duck.
No, I want it to be like, like an evil villain who's like, when like someone comes into like their office, they have a button under the desk.
Like Austin Powers.
Right. Yeah.
I feel like the threat should be enough.
I'm not dead yet. This is severely burnt.
Are those freaking shirts?
No, I love trad wives. Just pressing the button.
Spamming it over and over.
Goddamn shark starved to death.
Okay, today I believe we have jokes written by somebody.
That's right.
I think two somebodies.
That's true.
All right, are we covering the news or is it just
Two somebodies.
Mine are, me and Graham both wrote some jokes for the joke swap. Mine are sort of topical. I don't know, Grant, are yours? Or are they just jokes?
No, they're pretty evergreen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whatever you guys want to do first then.
all right?
Sure. If you're pulling up my email, Jamie goes first.
Oh, well, I'm on Joseph's email.
Oh, okay. Then we're going to do Joseph's
sucks to
first.
suck, don't it, Grant?
So Joseph
It
first.
does. I'm really sad.
Joseph, who goes first?
I guess I'll go first. Oh,
No,
it
like
doesn't matter.
for your jokes.
It
Do I
doesn't
have
matter.
a joke?
Okay, you go first since you got Joseph pulled up.
All right.
Yeah.
Do you got music going or?
Do we need music for it?
I mean, we did it last time.
What do we play?
News conference
news
room?
music.
Oh, yeah.
Music?
I don't have a joke, right?
No.
Okay, sweet.
Since we're practically weekend updating right now.
Jules is just listening to this like there's so many edit points already.
Yeah.
Do you need a notebook, by the way?
Yeah, if you want, you can just real time be like, nope.
Right.
Well, I thought about it. I feel like it's just better to be in the moment here. I'll figure that out later. I want the experience. Here with the
This
talent.
just in, breaking news with Austin.
The announcement of Trump's inauguration has inspired, let's say, mixed feelings. Nervousness, anticipation, schadenfreude, horniness. But enough about me. Let's talk about the musical guests performing, Carrie Underwood and the Village People. Who booked this gig? The Log Cabin Republicans? Cue laugh track. I haven't heard of anything this gay since I watched Fox and Friends After Dark. Why are the Village People there? Is the pretend cop actually a cop? Or is this yet again another example of the alphabet mafia not letting us enjoy anything?
Alphabet Mafia, huh, Joseph?
The good news, though, is
Justin's telling the jokes.
Yeah, you're right.
the good news, though, is Trump's inauguration will take place on MLK Day. In his honor, Trump will make sure Omarosa's sitting way in the back.
Oh my God.
Good Lord.
Austin, Jesus Christ.
Why would you say that?
That's awful.
I just tell it how it is.
Someone's been on TikTok too much. Let's get him banned soon.
I decided to just hang out, and then this comes out.
You know, I call it like I see it, and I shoot from the hip.
All right. Well, I've got another joke too. So one more second, okay? You ready?
Today's news, coming to you live from Jamie Podcast.
Thank you for tuning in. Nikki Glaser hosted the Golden Globes, and the reviews are good. Personally, I don't think women are funny, but I'm not surprised people are congratulating her. A white woman coasting by on her globes? Stop the presses. But seriously, dear listeners,
Jamie, really a boob joke? Come on, man.
Glazer? I hardly know her.
Oh, dude. Not cool.
Come on, Jamie.
Love that.
Wow. Good God.
Nikki Glaser, if you're looking for a t-shirt.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
I have mixed feelings about Nikki Glaser. Does anyone have any thoughts on her?
I think she's awesome, honestly.
Really?
Yeah, she works very, very hard. At
She
her
was the one that did
craft,
the Tom Brady roast,
and
right?
She
Yeah.
crushed
She
it at the
killed
she
Tom Brady.
crushed it.
Apparently,
It was so
she
good.
wasn't initially invited to the Tom Brady roast. She apparently wrote into whoever was putting it together and was like, "Please put me in. I will go above and beyond."
And she did.
And she did. Yeah.
Yeah. It also put her on the map. And I mean, I think she's been doing stand up since she was like a teenager or something crazy like that.
She's been doing it for a long time. But what's it called? My least favorite moment of hers, if I remember correctly, she was saying something along the lines of how she's better than most female comics because she has a joke about World War II.
That's pretty funny. I mean, that's a pretty good joke, actually.
But it wasn't a joke. It was her being serious.
Okay. I mean, if
It was
she's being
an-
serious, that's kind of shitty. But
Yeah.
if it was a joke, it's a good joke.
It works as a joke, but it's also tearing down other women to be like, no, I'm fucking cool.
Which is completely against the rules. She has to be joking.
There's
no rules.
She has to be joking.
Tear them all down.
I am pro women tearing women. Never mind.
No.
I retract my critique of Nikki Glaser. She's tearing women down. I
There's
like
no way.
that.
There's no way.
Joseph, how could you write that?
Let them eat their own.
Okay. With mine, Jamie goes first. I think then Joseph, then Austin, maybe? Is that right?
Yep,
Okay.
That's what it looks like.
yep. Are these topical?
In breaking news, water is wet.
The sun came out.
Do not stare at the sun. It looks cool, but it hurts.
Hang on, I'm trying to open this thing. Since Grant can't fucking just put it in the body of a sentence.
What?
What the hell
Do you need help?
What the hell did you...
Oh, shit.
Was this an attachment?
Wait, you have a MacBook. It's in Pages.
Because mine's a Word doc.
Mine isn't.
Mine was a Word doc.
Mine isn't. I don't.
Sucks
I'm
to
gonna
suck,
hit all of
Jamie.
you. Well, mine's a work doc. Well, who the fuck cares? Mine isn't.
Do you want to read
Send
off
it
my
to all of
phone?
No, I want him to send it correctly the first fucking
Oh my
time.
god.
Oh, my God.
Here's that
Hey,
real life edit
Yeah.
point.
By the way, dear listener,
Do
if
you
there's-
realize that 2 people out of the 3 people got it? No
Yeah,
problem.
Yeah.
Pulled
If you were ever wondering why we
So I'm
can't get
pretty
anything
sure-
fucking done,
Here, Joseph, text this to fucking Jamie.
This is a pretty big example, eh?
We can't get anything fucking done. Is it Grant's fault? Because that's what it sounds like to me.
well, I
No.
mean, it could be worse. They could just have not shown up.
Just
Yeah.
text this to Jamie.
Is this
Joseph.
because I'm here? Is this? It's like
We're
y'all are
just nervous.
Yeah, is
We're
that what's
nervous.
going on? That's I'm
You
getting the
know,
vibe.
we have the person that controls all of our voices here in the room with us.
We have the person who makes us sound listenable
Right.
with us. And then now when we don't sound listenable, it's like, oh, God, she knows.
I think I'll cancel Austin today.
Smart choice. Smart choice. Yeah.
If it makes you feel any better, that's me that leads that.
I'm sure it is, Jamie. Yeah. By the way, I'll say to you again, if you wonder why we can't get anything fucking done around here.
All right,
I'm
ready?
kidding. Jamie does fucking everything.
Okay, are you ready? Can you do the intro for me, please? Ready?
Same thing. And welcome to the 6 o'clock Monday Night News. Coming up, Jamie, say it.
Thank you very much. The other day, this dude started yelling at me for no reason. Well, it was probably because I called him out for being rude in public. So I called him, what's the word? What's the word? Oh, right, the N-word. Oh, Grant, can I finally say it?
No.
No.
Damn.
I can't even tell that he read something that you wrote. That just sounds like something Jamie
I
would
know.
say.
I just wanted him to say that.
I think that's like something I would say, but not jokingly.
In other news, Jamie likes to say the N-word.
Can I say it?
Just let me say it.
Just let me say it. Just let me say it one time.
How much cred do I need?
Good thing that's not topical. No, it's evergreen. Oh.
Jamie wanted to say the N-word is definitely evergreen.
See, I told you.
2020, 2040. It's all the same.
All right,
Just checking in with like Gen Z. How about now?
And now, I would like to rattle off a few jokes to honor our boys in blue.
Well, hang on. Breaking news! This just in with Joseph, here with the Murder Schmurder live on the scene, coming from Grant's house. Stop laughing. Well, put the music again.
And now, I would like to rattle off a few jokes to honor our boys in blue. And girls, I guess, too, but I'm not really sure they should have positions of power. Any whoosies. What does a police officer and a DJ have in common?
What?
They both tell drunk people to put their hands up. An officer observes a woman standing in the middle of the road. He approaches her and asks, "Are you okay?" The woman replies, "Yes, but how do I get to the hospital?" The officer says, "Just keep standing there."
I like this a lot because the jokes are terrible.
This is hurting a little bit.
It makes them sound so unfunny.
I can feel it
Yeah,
draining out of
Jules,
me.
you're gonna have to put some crickets in this post.
That then gets shot because we're talking about cops. A police officer is driving down the freeway when he looks over and spots a granny knitting whilst balancing the steering wheel with her knees. He pulls alongside the granny and angrily shouts, "Pull over!" The granny shouts back, "No, it's a scarf." Fuck. Jesus Christ.
I love that one so much.
How many did you write? Because I feel like there's 50 more.
Well, luckily there's only one.
I only gave him 3.
All jokes aside, let's all give a round of applause to those out there serving and protecting.
Dude, that sounds just like something Joseph would
This
say.
feels like you just took it right out of my journal. It's festering. It's festering.
Is there more, Joseph?
No, that's it.
No,
Okay.
that's it.
That's all I could handle. That's all I could do.
In breaking news, Joseph loves the police now.
Fake news.
It's amazing what AI can do these days.
I know, right?
Just a 1-800 call. Like, do you support the National Police Department? Boy, howdy.
Boy, do I.
Let me go get my checkbook. Just put me on hold for 10 seconds. I'll be right back.
And now, coming to you live, we've got Austin.
Here with the news, the breaking news that you need to hear. Austin.
Breaking news. Wow. Joseph, I didn't even know that you felt that way. This is going to be a little awkward then. You might be a conservative if you don't like The Simpsons, but you leave it on after the news because that Flanders guy makes a lot of sense. You might be a conservative if you fax a list of commies in your neighborhood to the FBI. You might be a conservative if you're happy that damn gay couple on Sesame Street is finally off the air. Who needs to know the letters and numbers any damn ways? You might be a conservative if you point to Hootie and the Blowfish as the end of
I didn't hear that.
Can you do that one more time?
Yeah.
You might be a conservative if you point to Hootie and the Blowfish as the end of racism. Only wanna be here. Thank you. Those were great jokes, I know. It's because I'm awesome, and for no reason at all.
Shit!
That's... Wow.
Well, you've raised some great points, Austin.
That's why we need to defund the Department of Education. You're right.
Is it weird that...
Not a lot of defense against that, huh?
Is it bad that that Hootie and the like, I only want to be with you is like the only song I can play on guitar?
No, it just means you think Darius Rucker's one of the good ones.
Shit. There's a black man that's leading a bunch of white guys. What can I say?
It's all topsy-turvy.
Right.
Racism's over, baby.
He calls himself Hootie.
Mission accomplished.
Speaking of Darius Rucker, he did come into a restaurant that I worked at one time. Didn't even realize who he was until I swiped his card and it said Darius Rucker. I was like, oh.
Yeah. I've heard he's a really nice guy.
And he's also a Miami Dolphins fan.
Oh, well,
So, there you go.
Right.
He's got to be great.
double brownie points.
And I was
for
just
you.
like, hey, man, fins up. And he was like, all right. I was like,
all right. Well, that was fun. I really enjoyed you guys.
And
reading
breaking
that.
news, Murder Schmurder has, fixed every major political argument problem in the United States.
I mean, we do
We're now
pretty-
one united nation.
We
You're welcome.
do a pretty damn good job at bringing everybody together, I think.
I think so, too.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we got one brown guy right here.
Yeah.
Yep.
If
I've
that
made
counts.
It does.
Another layer of racism. I don't know if he's brown enough per se.
I mean, hit us up in the summer. He'll get a base coat.
Yeah, my jokes are like a tiramisu of racism.
Face coat. God damn, Joseph.
What?
Austin's like, instead of ogre, it's like racists are like onions.
There's like
Racists have layers.
Yeah.
Onions have layers.
You peel back another layer and it's more racism.
It's racism all the way
but
down.
it stinks a lot more than
all
the
the way
previous.
See
layer.
here, son, not all blacks are the same. I can be racist against some more than others.
Dad?
Dude, my dad had a freaking boomer moment during the Christmas
I'm
football.
wondering what you're going to say.
The Beyonce halftime.
Dude, that halftime
Okay.
was awesome.
he like woke up from a nap and was immediately like, oh jeez.
This again?
I won't tell you what he said, but like,
Can't we just keep one thing? They can't. They're taking away our football, our music.
Let the black ones hit each other and then put a good one on like Tom Petty on
He was mad
stage.
that.
You know?
my God.
Jesus Christ! He was mad that Beyonce
Bar
was singing
lowered.
country music.
Yeah, of course he was.
Just let us have something.
Oh, so good. She's from Texas. God
My
damn it.
sister was like, "Dad, you can't say that. Like, what are you doing?" Like, and then, of course, right, yeah, sorry.
Just can't say anything anymore.
Right, exactly.
Everyone's so sensitive.
I get all my news from Facebook. Love you, Dad.
All right, you guys ready?
He doesn't listen to the podcast.
But your mom.
But my mom does, and she's like, I'm so glad he does it.
I love it.
I can't wait till I can get an armchair and just watch TV and yell at it like a good dad.
I love that grunt you put in there. Can't wait to get an armchair.
Start yelling at it, and have weird views on things. Oh, this shit again.
I like to just stand in the background while Sarah watches a movie and watch like 20 minutes of it while just standing and drinking a cup of coffee and just asking random questions about it.
When did they make the Teletubbies gay?
Who's that?
Is that the bad guy?
What's she
That's
doing?
a dog.
Which one is that?
Is that the bad guy?
Yeah.
Can the bad guy turn into a dog?
Was he in that other thing?
No, it's a romantic comedy. Yeah, which one's the bad guy?
Is that Voldemort? This isn't Harry Potter. Again, this is not Harry Potter.
So is Gyllenhaal gay in this one?
You know he's gay, right?
It's too hot to be straight. That makes sense.
Making gays in my cowboy movies.
Yeah.
Okay, Grant, do you have a story for us?
I sure do.
What's today's story about?
It's about a man named Phil Spector.
Phil Spector, huh?
Oh, the ghost?
I was going to say, is he on the spectrum?
Nice. But yeah, tuck in. Enjoy. Here we go.
Okay.
At 5:02 in the morning of February 3rd, 2003, a chauffeur named Adriana De Souza made a 911 call, which went like this. I think my boss just shoot somebody. Within minutes.
Off to a great start.
Within minutes, two officers pulled up to a 33-room mansion at 1700 Grand Avenue in Alhambra, Los Angeles. It's a quaint little place known as the Pyrenees Castle, or the Castle for short, because of all the turrets. And what one officer said in a later interview...
Turrets?
Turrets, yeah.
Like gun
literally
emplacements?
like the style of architecture. Like a buttress, like a flying buttress.
Yeah.
I have no clue.
It's
what
like
any of
the
words
it's
are.
like the big tall cylinder looking things, like
Yeah.
you would see at the end of a castle.
Yeah. And he had
Like
them
a
all
silo.
over.
Yeah, like
Yeah, like a corn silo.
like you
castle.
can like you can only imagine
a
a
tower.
spiral staircase in that corner of the mansion.
Yeah.
Also, did you say 33 rooms?
33 rooms, yes, sir.
Jesus.
Yeah, right.
If you don't mind, use English, Grant. Keep going.
I have 3 more French words in this episode.
Man.
Shit!
Total. One of them's valet, so I'll go ahead and preface it.
It's not a word.
But one police officer said in a later interview, it looked like an episode of Hoarders if they were a millionaire.
Oh man, how do you hoard in 33 rooms?
Yeah, seriously.
He managed to do so.
Blue room, yellow room.
That's my newspaper room.
That's my soft room. That's the
Chandelier
sharp room.
room.
You don't want to go in there.
Can't go in
Fell
there.
in there once.
Oh,
This is where I poo.
this is my poop room. This is my second poop room.
It's fairly common.
So the cops walked up the 88 stairs to the front door, looking through the windows and saw a man with scraggly hair pacing back and forth.
The fattest cop.
Jesus Christ.
80 more steps. 86 more steps to go.
And they're LA cops, so you know they're used to like just rousting homeless people, and instead they have to walk up 88 fucking steps. Someone must be doing well.
Is there an
like
escalator somewhere?
It's like Patrick in Sandy's dome.
Woo!
What is this place?
When the officers found the man, he was speaking rapidly and not making a lot of sense. He did say, "You got to come in and see this." Inside was a blonde woman slouched in a chair. The man continued to babble and get so agitated that they tased him. But he still didn't go down.
He didn't attack them. He was just
In
like,
fact, he started
No,
talking
he was
even
just,
crazier.
He was just babbling.
And if you tase someone, they don't stop babbling.
I'm going to start babbling, and then you tase me, and then this is what it sounds like.
Yeah. Yeah, just that.
the cops definitely laughed. They were like, do that shit again. That was hilarious.
They were like, you know what? That was worth a walk.
I haven't laughed this hard in a week.
Here at Murder,
Everyone got their body cams off, right? All right, do it again.
here at Murder Schmurder, we want to put you in the scene.
Theater of the mind.
Can you do that one? Just do it again. One time.
That was just for Jamie.
Dude, I'd be such a bad cop.
Nobody's contesting that at all.
Hit him again, boys. That was hilarious.
Look at him twitch.
Sir, he's literally smoking on fire.
Your Honor, he maybe we can do it again, and then again, and then again.
Your Honor, I know what I did sounds wrong until you hear the noises he makes, and then it's going to sound right.
No, just check my body cam again. You'll laugh.
They play the tape, and the judge looks sternly and just goes,
Sorry. 5-minute
sorry.
recess. 5-minute recess.
Case dismissed.
"Get him out of here."
Oh, good. A single mom with parking tickets. Let's throw the book at her.
So since he didn't go down, the cops had to wrestle him to the floor. With the man finally under control, one of the cops check on the woman. There's a small revival.
Man's finally not babbling. Now that we solved that problem. What are we here again for?
They go to check on the woman. There's a small revolver lying on the floor next to her and an open drawer on the nearby table with an empty holster in it. On the floor and the stairs across the room looks to be teeth. The woman, who turns out to be Lana Clarkson, is dead. The crazy man on the floor was the famous producer, Phil Spector. Did he shoot her, or was this, as he claims, a suicide?
Dum dum.
Hang on. So there's 3 suspects at play, right?
No, just one. 2 cops, dead lady, and Phil Spector.
Who was the first blonde lady?
The same lady.
That's the same lady?
Yeah.
And they found her dead.
Yeah.
He even used
Very suspicious.
Hang on. With her teeth intact, or are those her teeth?
No. They're scattered, baby.
And those are her teeth.
Yeah.
"Don't kill yourself."
God damn it. So this was...
I just kept hitting her and she killed herself. I did my best.
Stop killing yourself. Stop killing yourself.
This was the beginning of one of the most spectacular and weirdest trials in American history. Harvey Philip Spector, born on December 26, 1939, was an American record producer and songwriter. He's best known for his innovative recording practices in the 1960s. Spector developed the wall of sound, a production style that is characterized for its diffusion of tone, colors, and dense orchestral sounds.
Bless you.
There's a sneeze.
Chris.
Bless another.
Chris.
Which he described as Wagnerian approach to rock and roll. Now, for you plebeians that are, that's a pretty arrogant reference he was making about Richard Wagner, a German classical composer known for his dense operas. Now, Spector's wall of sound was very innovative for its time. He used large bands in these big studio rooms, and then he would add more on top. 3 to 4 guitar tracks, 2 to 3 bass tracks, multiple piano tracks, harpsichord strings, other orchestral elements, 2 drum sets along with percussion, etc. Once he had this massive sound, he would carefully mix everything together, then often run it through echo chambers to get this iconic reverb effect that he had. Now, remember, this is the time of 4-track recorders that were laid to tape, like actual physical tape. If you wanted to edit it, you had to cut that bitch and tape it back together and rerun it.
That's not what I do.
No. She uses computers.
You're not an analog editor?
So that's not no easy feat. The time, patience, and honestly obsessive behavior this took made a sound production that blew people's minds when it came blasting through AM radio or the local jukebox. Because of this, Specter is widely regarded as one of the most influential figures in pop music history and one of the most successful producers of the 1960s. Born in the Bronx, Specter dropped out of high school and moved to Los Angeles as a teenager and began his career in 1958. As a founding member of a band, the Teddy Bears.
Oh.
Which apparently was a Elvis Presley reference.
Couple of tough guys?
Oh, yeah.
The Teddy Bears?
Oh, yeah, big tough guys. For whom he penned a song called To Know Him Is to Love Him, based on his father's tombstone inscription, who shot himself when Phil was 14.
What did Phil do?
I was going to say, he didn't know him for very long, did he?
No.
Now you take out the trash!
Who drank all the goddamn milk?
It became a U.S. #1 hit. In 1960, after working as an apprentice to Jerry Leiber and Mike Stoller, Specter co-founded Phyllis Records. And at the age of 21, he became the youngest ever U.S. label owner at the time. Dubbed the first tycoon of teen, as they called him.
The
The
first
tycoon of what?
Teen.
of teen singular?
Yeah. I don't know, 60s.
So like he was specialized in like bubblegum pop, like bands that like girls would like have posters of them on their walls.
Right.
Okay, I got you.
They're screaming and throwing their undergarments onto the stage.
Yeah, based on stuff that he helped produce.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So they're basically trying to like do another like the Monkees or the Beatles kind of thing.
Right. And so he produced acts such as the Ronettes, the Crystals, and Ike and Tina Turner.
Oh,
Obviously,
okay.
Ike and Tina, they survived that era and they moved on to other things. The musicians from his de facto house band, later known as the Wrecking Crew, Austin knows the Wrecking.
Maybe.
They're a huge deal from the time.
I'm sure I've heard their songs.
Go ahead, Julie.
Yeah, they were basically like the band that you heard on all the records.
Oh.
They were the house band. So
They were like studio
gotcha.
recording band?
they were the session artists.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
Gotcha.
But they
That
got
blew LA up.
Yeah.
in the
Okay.
60s, yeah.
yeah.
Like the go-to dudes. Okay.
So basically, when you heard, a famous artist, it just had that backing band behind them, and they were the ones kind of the foundation propping all that stuff up and pushing it forward.
Okay.
That's a huge deal.
That's
They were
cool.
A
Yeah.
massive.
It's also why that era has
That sound.
another
Such a
reason
concise
why it has
sound
that
all
sound.
Yeah,
across
kind of
the
like
board. Yeah.
Motown or like boy bands and then like
Yeah.
90s and early 2000s pop.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Because other than the singer, it's same session players,
same producer.
Yeah.
Oftentimes, yeah.
Fascinating.
I know. By 1967, Phil took a couple of years. Couple years short of his 30th birthday, was one of the most famous and successful producers in the world, and then kind of peaced out for a bit. He already had a reputation of being eccentric and a recluse. And on top of this, his specialty was making singles, but albums had become to dominate the recording industry, and that just wasn't his thing. So he made a couple of like cameo appearances for TV movies, but otherwise he largely withdrew from the business for about 3 years. But in 1970, Alan Klein, the new manager for the Beatles, asked him to add some extra production to the Let It Be album. Klein thought it was a bit too bare and sparse, so Specter added all those strings on The Long and Winding Road.
Okay.
Yeah, Paul McCartney, who wrote the song, was pissed, apparently, even though that song became a #1. He then went on to produce several solo records by John Lennon and George Harrison. By the mid-70s, Specter had produced 18 U.S. top 10 singles for various artists. His chart toppers included The Righteous Brothers' You've Lost That Love and Feeling.
Mm-hmm.
You've lost that love and feeling. Whoa. Yeah. The Beatles' The Long and Winding Road, as we mentioned, and Harrison's My Sweet Lord. Specter helped establish the role of the studio as an instrument in itself. The integration of pop art aesthetics into music, i.e. art pop now, and genres of art rock and dream pop. His honors include the 1973 Grammy Award for Album of the Year, a 1989 induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and a 1997 induction into the Songwriters Hall of Fame. He's like 50.
Wow.
That's nuts.
Damn.
Yeah,
That's really fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Actually. Yeah.
Most people don't even get recognized until they're dead.
Yeah, no, seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah. In 2004, Specter was ranked number 63 on Rolling Stone's list of the greatest artists in history.
In history?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Impressive.
Yeah. Following one-off productions for Leonard Cohen, Dion DiMucci, and the Ramones from the 1980s on, Specter remained largely inactive amid a lifestyle of seclusion, drug use, and increasingly erratic behavior. Foreshadowing.
Dum, dum, dum.
But he didn't just flip a switch
better
one
than
day and
three-shadowing.
become...
It's one more, to be
damn
exact.
That's a good one.
Don't fist bump.
No, I like that one. I like that.
I like those.
I hate that I like it, but it's good.
I really like it.
But he didn't just flip a switch one day and become a nutbag. When he was working...
He was always a nutbag.
Yes, sir.
My daddy was a nutbag,
You're just
and his
like
daddy
your
was
father.
a nutbag.
His daddy before him.
When he was working with the Ramones, Specter would make Marky Ramone, the drummer, hit his snare for levels and tone for hours.
Damn.
And Johnny Ramone had to track the opening chords of Rock and Roll High School hundreds of times.
And that's like 2 chords.
It's
Like,
literally
like-
just 2 power chords
keep
that are
doing
just
that
sustained. It's just
like
wow,
hours.
wow.
Dee Dee's probably just like shooting up in the corner and Phil's like, give me some of that.
Is that the one that's like rock, 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 rock,
Yeah,
rock and roll high school?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
The intro to it, there's like school bells and then just a held open power chord. I mean, I could play that, and I'm a horrible guitar player.
Dude, I could play that.
It's
like,
the pick strikes. It's the pick strikes at the beginning, okay? You know, he knew.
All right,
he just wouldn't
Phil.
do it, okay? Listen,
Sound a little
play
bit
it again.
like Spectre over
Play it
here.
again.
Jules, which of
Play
us
it
are you
again.
gonna?
But I'm tired.
Which of us are you gonna kill first?
I haven't decided yet. I think it's just gonna be like a roulette kind of thing.
Okay.
It's hard. It's hard.
5 bullets and 1 revolver.
5 bullets, 4 people. It's okay.
You're gonna just shoot Jamie twice.
Hang on.
What do I
So,
do with this extra one?
hang on. So, like, is he doing this out of spite, out of like OCD,
No, he's just
out
OCD.
of
He's
it's
just
pure
obsessive.
OCD?
Yeah, I mean, think about like how he had produced all these other songs, like singles, before he started doing albums.
Yeah.
He'd get a full-blown fucking orchestra behind a rock and roll band in a giant room and then add a bunch of shit on top of it, meticulously mix that down, and then put it through like echo chambers.
There's
Like,
that,
that's
and I
nuts.
understand that on like taking many layers of work, hours, and foresight. I get that, and that having to tie into OCD, but to just get levels on a snare for hours on end, that can be done in a matter of 10 seconds less.
I mean, I'm mad if it takes more than 5 minutes, personally.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I would imagine this has to do with like him feeling an immense loss of control in his life and him freaking out.
Possibly.
This is his version of a crash out, not necessarily just OCD.
I'm like, from the sound of it, he was already, OCD, a little manic about like the engineering process and all of that. And then shit went down, and then we get to this point. I'm saying from people who, like engineers, like it's hard to like step away from that desk, like literally just pushing back. There's been times where it's like, you're making like a half a decibel change. Like you can't hear that. Like, stop. Yes, you're moving that thing, but you can't hear that at all. So, like, yeah, I can absolutely see, it's like, hey, hit the snare, and dude's like patching in all this outboard gear, and just turning this big knob just a little bit and thinking that he hears something, but he just doesn't. So I can...
Yeah.
Jules is
it's
gonna kill
possible.
us. That's
It's
possible.
That's what's gonna happen.
This is foreshadowing for Jules killing us. Yeah.
The process.
No. This makes perfect sense. I understand exactly what he's going through.
He can't fuck up my takes if I kill him.
Hit it again. Ta.
I'm just saying, I know this man.
This man lives deep inside me.
That one was more ta. That one's more pa.
Hit
Do it again.
But dumb.
Right. So why did he do that? Because he was becoming obsessive. And why did the pizza and beer of punk rockers agree to it? Because Phil loved guns. He's a very small man that many believe suffered from Napoleon
I'm
complex.
back in, baby.
And would carry a gun with him at all times. And he was pretty quick to whip that
Which
out.
is his right.
Hey, catch this on the track. Do it again.
He was pretty quick to whip it around when
Phil, you look angry. I don't get angry. Now hit it again.
I don't get angry. I get even.
Setting his gun on the table.
Just counting the bullets. 1, 2.
I don't get angry. I get him back.
Leonard Cohen said that one time Phil shot a hole in the ceiling over an argument they were having during a recording
desk pop.
session. He also started essentially holding people hostage in his mansion for hours after a party or a meeting at gunpoint. Or he apparently got into the habit of pulling the lever off of the deadbolt of the front door of the front room, the foyer, so people couldn't get out.
I mean, what a man does in his own home. Really?
Now, one of the bands I mentioned earlier, the Ronettes, he actually married Ronnie, the lead singer, who became famous as Ronnie Spector with the single Be My Baby.
Yeah.
You guys remember that one? Be my baby.
Get on one
my
knee.
little baby.
Present the ring.
Be my
Pull out the gun.
baby.
Would you?
Say yes.
Would you be my baby?
Yeah, no, I got it.
Yeah, it's a great song.
Like everyone around him was like, just please say yes. Just please say,
Yeah.
lady, please, I don't want to be here.
Now, Ronnie had many awful things to say about their marriage. She said that she was subjected to horrible psychological abuse. He wouldn't let her perform. She was kept in the mansion, surrounded by barbed wire and patrolled by guard dogs. He even took away all of her shoes so she couldn't escape.
Jesus.
When Ronnie was allowed to leave the house, she had to have a life-sized Phil Spector dummy in the passenger seat.
What? Run that by me again.
When she was allowed to leave the house, she had to have a life-size Phil Spector dummy in the passenger side seat. As if she's getting away with POV lanes.
That's the level of toxicity.
Like airplane, like autopilot, or like the Men in Black chauffeur, just like
Yeah,
inflating.
I'm just thinking it's like, no, you ride all the way on the left side of the interstate. We need 2 people in that car at all times.
Ladies, you think you got it bad in this day and age.
Oh, it's an HOV conspiracy.
Yeah, it's an HOV.
Right? Yeah. It's like, all I do is expect you to call me back, you know?
How else are you going to know a man loves you?
You got to put a dummy of me in your passenger seat.
And yes, it is anatomically correct.
Imagine
Very
like
small.
him and Ronnie in bed. He wakes her up, poking her with a gun in the back. Honey, I don't smell breakfast.
Click, click.
I'd get up if I were you.
Right. Smell that? No, what? Yeah, me neither. Where's my coffee?
What's missing?
There was also a gold coffin with a glass top in the basement. And he would
7
often
a.m.
say, if you ever leave me, I'll kill you and put your corpse in that coffin.
Oh, God.
Quite the threat.
Ronnie started going to AA meetings just to get away from him for a few hours.
Damn.
In 1970,
I'm an alcoholic.
I don't care. Is this heroin? I don't know. I don't know. It doesn't
So
matter.
I sold my daughter's car seat for booze. It's just nice to be out of the house.
You guys are just a breath of fresh air.
What are these, sugar cookies? These are delicious.
You guys want to play pinochle after this? Seriously, I don't have to be home yet.
Coffee? Anyone? Coffee? My treat.
Oh, this thing? That's a replica of my husband's.
Don't
Anyone
worry
need a
about little
ride?
Phil over there.
Oh my god.
Pretty sure there's a microphone somewhere on him. I wouldn't say anything too loud.
Meanwhile, he's back at home with the radio.
No, there is not. There is no microphone.
It's like the dummies just made of soap.
Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
And she used to perform and tour, right?
Yeah, no, I mean she had a
Used
hit
to, correct.
single, like
No, this-
top 10 track single.
It's like those
Be
people
My
who
Baby.
buy
I mean,
fucking
that's a
like
huge song.
exotic birds and then they just clip their wings and keep them in fucking cages and
Oh,
they're like, look
God.
at this bird I got. And it's like,
Right.
it's a bird, you idiot.
What was that movie about the parrot where they did that?
Oh,
Holly?
Polly.
yeah.
Oh my God. Sad movie.
Sad movie.
That's back when they were just trying to traumatize kids.
Yeah, bring that back.
Seriously though, yeah.
Black Cauldron.
Every
Black
parent,
Cauldron. You had
my God.
my dog Skip.
watership down.
Yes.
Sorry, now you're like making me feel bad for parrots because, like, you know, not only are they gorgeous creatures, but like they're also in one of the most like gorgeous wildlifes available.
Right.
And now they're stuck in fucking grandma's fucking one bedroom.
But I don't want it to fly away.
Kill me. Kill me.
Polly wants freedom.
Polly wants a therapist.
Yeah, they roll them in newspapers and stack them, and then they just ship them out, and then it's like they just assume like half of them will die,
Yeah.
and then when they get there and they're like, oh, half of them died. Yep.
Right.
It's
Well.
like Monty Python.
This is an ex-pedant.
No, it's not. It's just taking a nap.
Now Ronnie had finally had enough and ran out of the mansion barefoot with no belongings. Quote, I knew that if I didn't leave, I was going to die there. Guns were pulled plenty of times. It was only through her mother's help that she was able to escape. In the divorce settlement in 1974, 2 years after this, Ronnie said that she had to forfeit all future royalties of her, like, top 10 fucking single.
Yeah.
Otherwise, Specter would send a hitman after her. All she got was $25,000, a used car, and a stipend of $25 a month for 5 years.
Damn.
Damn, dude.
Damn. That's
Yeah.
rough. What year is this?
That boy brutal. 74.
Damn.
That's wild.
Dude, he fucking took everything.
Yeah.
And he's
Royalties?
yeah, and he's
all
got
the
her
money?
royalties in her catalog.
Damn. What car would he give you, though?
I bet you it's a Buick.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, probably.
Did they have a
right.
Taurus back then?
Okay, the Taurus was a great vehicle when it came out, and it saved Ford, and I'm not even fucking kidding.
That's actually true.
It's
Yeah, you're right
fucking
about
true.
that. Yeah. I'm thinking about a 90s Taurus, but you're right, because it's
Yep.
the 70s. The Taurus was badass back
Taurus came out in the 80s,
Yeah.
and it saved Ford. It was
Yeah.
a badass vehicle.
Yeah.
Also, the show, super high output.
So Ford like knocked out the park with the Model T. Then they just fucked up, and then they were like,
They
shit,
fucked
got the
around
Taurus.
until the 80s, and then they were like, oh, we should probably pull it back.
We
They
probably
did the
figured
Mustang. Then
I
they
know,
fucked
a
up really
sedan.
hard. Yeah. A sedan that can race. Yeah.
That's too wild of an idea. You shut up right now.
Dude, 80s had wild cars. Like Chevy had the S10 Cyclone.
There's got to be something else. We've tried everything else.
Now, what about I've been thinking about a motorized unicycle. What do you guys think about that?
Break into the unicycle market.
Do it.
Now, meanwhile, Specter continued to work. He loved what he
Oh
did.
my God, what? Just fucking ruin somebody's life. And then it's like, well, I got shit to do anyway.
Get back to my ditties. Yeah, exactly. He loved what he did with
Phil,
the
how's
Beatles.
it going today? Great. I stole everything from my ex-wife, from her royalties to all her belongings. Her dignity.
Feeling great.
Just another day in the 70s.
She had to run out of my house barefoot.
Bitch didn't even have shoes. Ooh, I'm feeling good. Anyway, play that track again.
I think $25 a month will do, don't you think?
How much is ham and cheese these days?
Honestly, a nickel.
Oh, okay, keep going. Sorry.
Meanwhile, sorry, I already said that. He loved what he did with the Beatles in the 70s, but he also became more hermit-like. He started drinking even more heavily as the divorce proceeded with Ronnie. He ended up in hanging out with John Lennon during his Lost Weekend phase.
You all right there?
Sorry, just
I didn't expect a spit take out of that.
Sorry, just
Dude, this guy, like...
hanging out with John
Got
Lennon. Sorry, just,
The listener, Jamie,
just two horrific men doing horrific things to women, just like just getting along.
You like choking women? I love choking women.
Why do you think Yoko sounds like that?
oh my God.
You know, we should end and they just both say women's suffrage at the same time.
Jesus Christ.
Are we about to be best friends?
Jesus Christ.
Now, things deteriorated
That was
fast.
awesome. Dude, bar.
More alcohol, more
Down
drugs.
there.
And then on March 31st, 1974, he had a terrible car crash. He wasn't wearing a seatbelt and was launched through the windshield. After several hours of surgery, God damn it. After several hours of surgery, he had more than 300 stitches to his face and another 400 to the back of his head.
Oh, 300 to his face only?
Yeah.
Just
Only-
fucking
It
put
sound like they're just stapling his face back to
Yeah.
his body.
probably looks like an old burlap sack.
Yeah, well, I mean, honestly, he ended up with so many scars, and the back of his head had another 400 stitches. So goodbye hairline.
So he looks like fucking RoboCop. With
No, dude, he looks like Sloth from the Goonies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is probably why he started to wear all those ridiculous wigs you've maybe seen.
Is that why he
photos
looks
of.
like that?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Because the
That's
whole
that car
wigs
crash.
that he picked.
Oh, dude, he wore wigs like crazy. Yeah. The whole court proceeding that happens with all this and everything in 2003. I mean, seriously.
So this is like Joe Dirt. So you look like that on purpose.
Yeah.
My wig got sewn into my brain.
Jesus Christ.
I saw that picture.
That's a wig?
Yeah, it's a wig.
He chose that one?
Yeah, he decided to wear that.
For the
in
listener,
court, by the
when
way.
you go to like
That's
a
in
party
court.
city and you see like the Afro wig, but it's like all the multicolors, just imagine that same wig sprayed gray and black, and he put that on.
It's like blonde 80s porn, but on your head.
Yeah. He looks like a tumbleweed crossed with a penis. Look at that fucking guy. I can't believe he even has a face.
Joseph, very good.
My God. Eesh.
But this car
He
crash.
doesn't have a list, but he's thorny.
Oof.
Sorry, keep going.
Anyways, this car crash totally fixed his psychosis that he had from earlier.
Oh, it did? Good.
No, it didn't at all. He got so much worse.
The traumatic brain injury didn't help him.
The
No.
other thing that happens when you get
Not even a
slapped
little
in the
bit.
head a few too many times.
It was suggested by others that Spector began to realize that his time as a producer for youth-oriented pop music was coming to an end. He was getting older. His fame was disappearing. His personality and mood changed further. His substance abuse increased. He became more impulsive, had wild mood swings, massive rage, even more arrogance somehow. His reputation for misogyny grew. And there was and there was also evidence of mental illness, specifically bipolar disorder.
Here at Murder Smurder, we love misogyny.
Can't get enough of it.
So, at his induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1989, he showed up on stage surrounded by 3 bodyguards and said something incoherent about George Bush's presidential inauguration, and then just walked off stage.
Frazzum, George Bush, frazzum.
Like just not knowing anything about him and just being like, just watching it, just like Illuminati, like secret society bullshit. It's like, oh yeah, that shit's real for sure. Yeah.
George Bush looks like a gay.
George Bush is good to go by.
Was it George Bush Senior or W. Bush?
89.
It would have been senior.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, like he's up there with just a whole bunch of like big bodyguards, like at an award show.
Herbert's part of the CIA, and now he's president. Just walks off
Afghanistan war, Middle East, hey, bastards.
Now,
Where's Ronette?
flash forward to the evening of February 2nd, 2003. Specter called.
It's a hell of a flash.
Did something good happen?
Oh, yeah, so good.
Cool.
Specter called Adriana D'Souza to drive him around L.A. This wasn't his regular chauffeur.
I'm really sorry. Any relation to Philip D'Souza?
I have no idea.
The
baseball player?
The creator of the Sousaphone.
Oh.
And
Maybe.
And who wrote Stars and Stripes Forever.
That's right, it was D'Souza. Yeah. No clue.
We'll say yes.
Sure.
Possible descendant.
Just for me and my autism.
The great granddaughter. Go on.
Of the sousaphone.
No, this is the man. But this guy wasn't his regular chauffeur, and unfortunately, he had no idea what he was in for.
Was it he? What was his name?
Adriana.
His name was Adriana.
Mm-hmm.
Sick. Go.
Yeah, right, whatever.
Go off, King.
He went for dinner, finishing up somewhere between 9:30 and 10, during which he was drinking. This is Phil Spector was drinking rum and 50 proof tequila the entire time.
Damn.
That probably calmed him down.
Yeah, and then
Chase the tequila with the rum.
and
I need a chaser.
he decided to do a little
Don't
bit of bar
cough too
hopping.
near the flames.
He decided to do a little bar hopping after dinner. So when he showed up to the House of Blues with a woman named Kathy Sullivan, that little dude was probably a little tipsy, I would think.
Just a little?
Mm-hmm. It's here that he ran into 40-year-old Lana Clarkson. Clarkson was a B-level actor from Long Beach. She was 5'11", natural blonde, and very, very pretty by all accounts. In the past, she had minor roles in Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Okay.
Scarface.
Oh, was she the wife?
No, she's like always like a background dancer or like a girl at the party, you know? Yeah. She had roles in a lot of movies that we wouldn't recognize, and then a fuck ton of 80s TV. Just all over the place. Like Baywatch and stuff, she's just like the hot girl that, needs rescuing, whatever.
Sure.
That's kind of her role. But,
like above featured extra, but not by much.
Yeah, exactly. But when she reached her 30s, acting and modeling gigs started to slow down, and this was mostly due to an accident in which she broke both of her wrists, putting her out of work for almost a year.
No more HJs.
Yeah, what was she doing to break both wrists?
She was on set apparently, and she like fell off of a platform and tried to catch herself. And broke both. It took she needed like pins in her wrists.
Jesus.
It was like pretty major. But she set up a website that offered one-on-one interactions with her fans. Which
Like an OnlyFans. Got it.
Oh, innovator.
Actually, very clean.
Oh,
Sure.
Apparently.
Sure.
I mean, it was the internet in the 80s.
She also had dreams of doing stand-up, and she was working on a solo project called Lana Unleashed that she hoped would rekindle her career. But money was tight, and by early 2003, she had no choice but to take a job as a host at the House of Blues in West Hollywood.
I see where they met.
She was working that night that Phil Spector dropped in.
Unfortunate for her.
Talk about the 150 proof and rum night.
He was seated in a VIP area, and she was told to treat him well because he was famous. Spector was wearing a very large gold wig, so she thought the person in the VIP section was actually a woman that she did not know. But then he pulled the whole...
He was babbling like one, Sabi.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Christ.
I'm just getting loosened up over here.
It flows so freely.
But then he pulled the handy old "don't you know who I am" thing on her. Kathy Sullivan, the woman Specter was with at the time that he brought her to the bar, wasn't drinking, which annoyed him, so he had D'Souza drive her home. While he was waiting for the limo to return, he started hitting on his waitress and then also struck up a conversation with Clarkson. He seemed to like her more and invited her back to the castle. Lana was hesitant, but was eventually convinced. Within 2 hours, she was dead.
Damn.
Sorry. I'm not laughing at her dying. I'm laughing because in my head, I'm thinking he's like talking to the waitress, and the waitress is like, nah, he's creepy. I don't want to fucking talk to him.
Yeah.
And then you're like, whatever. And then like the hostess comes over and he's like, you're much dumber. This could work.
Oh no.
Jesus.
You seem desperate. That's kind of my wheelhouse.
Sorry, we've all met those people who are just like not that talented, but they've done tons of extra work. And they're like, I'm about to make my big break. I can do stand up. I can do this, that, and the other. And you're like, oh my God. All right.
You ever had sex with an afro turtle?
What?
An afro turtle.
That's what he looks like in
nah.
the picture.
What did you say? A penis with tumbleweed on his head?
Yeah.
Right. He's definitely turtly enough for the turtle club.
He looks like the kind of guy who would ask with no irony, like, you ever been casting couched?
Yeah.
Now, when the limo pulled up to the mansion's front door, D'Souza was told to wait.
Sorry, he kind of looks like froey Mitch McConnell.
Oh, he does.
It's so weird.
Damn.
And now I imagine he's like, do you want to come over to my place? And then he just does that turtle stare. Turtle.
So, when the limo pulled up to the mansion's front door, D'Souza was told to wait. He then drove the car around back to wait for further instructions. Specter and Clarkson went inside. About an hour later, D'Souza heard a single gunshot. Specter burst out of the back door of the house and shouted, I think I killed someone!
I think I killed somebody.
In his hand was a bloody .38 caliber revolver. When D'Souza asked Specter what happened, he just shrugged. D'Souza leaned around.
Oh, no.
Right. Insert turtle face.
Also, imagine how fucking trashed he is. Like,
Dude. You know, D'Souza's just like, damn it.
I'm dissauced.
So, D'Souza leaned around and saw Clarkson slumped in a fake Louis XIV throne near the back door.
So trashy.
And Specter disappeared somewhere into the house, still holding the gun. D'Souza freaked out and made his first call to Michelle Blaine, Specter's secretary, who didn't answer, so he left a voicemail saying, I think he killed some lady. Please call me. He then drove the limo down to the front gate of the property and called the cops. He told a 911 operator that Phil still had a gun and was afraid that he might be the next one to get shot. Patrol was there within minutes. Detective Tomlin and his partner were on the scene shortly after that, but by this time, the media was already there. There were news helicopters circling overhead.
How the hell did they find out about it that quick?
It's Phil fucking Spector.
Yeah, but how'd the word get out that quickly?
I don't know. It's Hollywood. I really don't know.
There's probably paparazzo just running around.
Yeah, maybe.
Right.
Yeah.
That's probably honestly.
Well, I mean, there's like phone chains and stuff, you know?
Yeah,
Honestly, the paparazzi
Yeah.
probably do have phone taps.
probably.
Back then, I would assume they did.
They're digging through like Sylvester Stallone's trash and they just hear a gunshot and they're like,
Scurry. Because I always imagine paparazzis scurrying.
oh, yeah.
Scurry, scurry, scurry.
There's one that's just like, this is my shot.
Scurry, scurry, scurry.
Sure.
A sensational Hollywood scandal had begun. Tomlin and his partner found Clarkson in the chair with some of her teeth littering the floor, her legs stretched out in front of her. She had a severe gunshot wound to the face.
Here, huh?
There were no signs of struggle. Her purse was still over her right shoulder, which is a bit strange. There wasn't a lot of blood, and there was a small revolver by her left foot. On the table next to the chair was a bottle of tequila and a couple of glasses.
Is this a second revolver? Like a second gun?
No, just the only gun.
Okay, gotcha.
So he runs inside of the house.
He has the bloody 38,
By
and then
the
they
time
find
that
it
the
by her
cop-
feet.
Exactly.
Gotcha, okay.
Yeah, you're picking it up. Specter is located within the house, who tells the cops that she committed suicide. He claimed that she was depressed with the intention of killing herself, that she found a gun in the side table near the door.
Imagine getting this information from a Q-tip.
Also, if you remember,
An extremely drunk Q-tip.
Like a
that
used
was
Q-tip.
babbling, and then they
Right.
tased and then wrestled to the ground because tasing him didn't
who
work.
also met this woman like an hour and a half ago. Oh, yeah, she's been depressed as long as I've known her.
God.
Yeah, you're picking up everything I'm laying down.
I think Detective Austin would solve this one.
So his real alibi is like, I didn't kill her. I was just insulting her on how terrible her life is going. So she ended it.
I guess, yeah, basically.
Yes. Okay. Man, your life does suck. I'd end it if I were you.
You want to have sex with this turtle?
Yeah, imagine getting told that your life will amount to nothing by a troll doll.
By a fucking pencil topper.
He's combing his wig out.
Things are going great for me.
Now, regardless of his version of the event, Specter somehow became a suspect.
What?
No way.
Crazy.
Didn't he tell him that she killed herself?
He did multiple times.
Depressed and everything.
Right.
Very
Case
loudly and
closed.
very quickly. A lot. The coroner's report was clear. She died of a single gunshot to the head and neck.
Good corner.
The bullet went right through her spinal cord. The toxicology report showed her blood had a mixture of alcohol and opiates.
That'll do it.
Now, in the house, there was nothing connected directly to Specter's involvement. At this point, it was... I know, right? At this point, it was up to the DA to make a case. So one of the first things investigators had to do was dig into Clarkson's background to see if there was something that would have motivated her to take her own life. She did break her wrists, like we talked about earlier, stalling her work, and explained the Vicodin in her system to deal with the pain. The hope of a career comeback was something that was a little more difficult, but the fact that she was 40, she was under tremendous stress and may have been depressed, and that could possibly explain her potentially shooting herself.
Oh, no woman in her 40s really wants to be alive.
The combination
Wow,
of
Joseph.
depression, drugs, and
Bar lower.
If you're a woman listening to this podcast, we love women.
We do.
We love them.
We love them. Joseph's married to one. I don't know how. I don't know how he is, and I'm not. Wait,
That's
yes,
fair.
I do.
I am, in fact, betrothed to a lady.
Listen, y'all, don't worry. I have tools. It'll happen. Don't worry. It's
Jules.
This will be our last podcast.
but would that combination of potential depression, drugs, and alcohol simply push her over the edge? Now, that's something to think about is most people take their own life privately. And attractive people, especially models, rarely disfigure themselves while unaliving. If they're going to do it, it'll be with pills or some other way to make a good-looking corpse.
Sure.
Dark, but true. When investigators searched her website and other things that she left behind, there was nothing negative. No indication that she was thinking of harming herself.
good day today. How's it going with y'all?
Exactly.
Thanks for tuning in. I'm going to go have fun with this garbage pail kid.
I think everything's just turning around, you know?
That was good.
Turning over a new leaf.
I got flirted with some big wig over here.
Literally.
Garbage pail kid.
Thank you. Literally, I like that.
She seemed to be excited and enthusiastic about things that were coming down the road.
Dear Diary, I got the best tarot card reading ever. It said to expect great things.
And then I got $100 tip. Can you believe it?
Next,
That sound like the Costco kids. Boom!
Next, the investigation went to the House of Blues, where Specter picked up Clarkson, who had just got started working there and was in training as a maitre d'.
That makes sense. She was depressed. She worked at the House of Blues.
Now, one of her duties was to look after.
Come on.
One of her duties was to look after the Foundation Room, a private area for celebrities. Clarkson loved that gig because it allowed her to maybe make some new connections. You know, just the kind of people she was looking to schmooze. Around 1:45 a.m. on February 3rd, Specter showed up just before closing time. And the misunderstanding of who he was caused an embarrassed Clarkson to talk to Specter for about 30 minutes. She made an impression on him. And when the bar closed, surveillance footage shows Specter waiting for Clarkson outside. Clarkson really wanted to go home, but Specter talked her into one more drink for just half an hour, and that D'Souza would drive her home after that. The car drove off about 2:30 in the morning, and at that point, they had known each other for no more than 45 minutes.
He's just bricked up trying to convince her, please. Please.
About we'll go back to my place for another drink. God. I'll let you see it.
Back to the crime scene. Clarkson was right-handed, but the gun was on her left. And again, she had her bag on her shoulder in a chair right by the door, like maybe she was trying to leave and something went wrong. There was a blood smudge on her face, inconsistent with the way Clarkson was shot in the mouth. Like it looked like someone had tried to wipe her face. It did look like there was some kind of sexual contact because Specter's DNA was found on Clarkson's breast.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
If this helps you guys right now for your mental image, he's 5'4", she's 5'11". Just to help out.
That's exactly. I knew he was short. I knew it. Yeah. I knew it. Like, I didn't say it, but in my brain, I was like, this is a guy that like scuffles. Like when he walks.
Yeah.
Like the chick from Incredibles.
Oh shit.
Edna
teenage
Mode.
girl?
No.
Edna.
Like
yeah.
she's a,
Edna Mode.
Oh, the scurries.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the scurry,
yeah.
yeah.
It's a scurrier.
Yeah.
Another one.
When you say DNA, are you saying the DNA we're thinking?
jizz.
That actually was kind of unclear. I like to think that.
You like to think that?
Well, I mean, I don't enjoy thinking it, but it makes more sense.
Right. Then say it that way.
Good point. There was also a mixture of both their DNA on one glass, which may have resulted when they kissed. Clarkson's DNA was on the gun from being in her mouth. That is not in dispute, and yet there were no fingerprints on the gun. Not Clarkson's, not Specter's.
Almost as if someone wiped it clean.
There was no gunshot residue on Specter's hand, but there was residue on Clarkson's hand. There was no question that this was the gun used in Clarkson's death. However, there was also clear evidence that the gun had been wiped. Further investigation found blood on the back of Clarkson's wrist in a mist-like pattern, as if maybe she had been holding the gun. Search of the house revealed a bloody cloth in the bathroom trash and blood in the toilet.
That was me.
So that was wiping the gun, clearly.
Oh.
Now, in the trial, 4 women claimed that Specter had pulled a gun on them when they turned down his advances. He also drank a lot, may have taken a lot of recreational drugs, which obviously we know that. There was also the 1974 car crash that we talked about earlier, resulting in traumatic brain injury. Even volatile before that, but such an injury could make those problems worse. For example, some neurologists say patients snap from mood to mood within seconds. There's a history of mental illness in Specter's family. Not only did his father commit suicide, but he had a sister who was mentally ill. He himself was in therapy for a long time. He was pathologically jealous, and he claimed to have been diagnosed with bipolar disorder. Even his children described him as a monstrous father.
He had kids?
Yeah.
With who?
One of his previous wives.
I mean,
With
what?
Ronnie?
What?
Mm,
I thought he was only married once.
yeah, I think so.
Damn.
Yeah, he had...
Or was he married
Yeah.
multiple times?
Look that up. I'm not sure. But anyways, at 5'4", he could have suffered from serious insecurities about his height.
Really?
He was also obsessed with guns. He owned a lot of them and tended to carry one wherever he went.
Did he represent the Lollipop Guild?
He loved to show them off and threaten people with them as well. There are dozens of incidents where he pulled a gun on people, even someone like
Stick him up.
a valet parking attendant at the Beverly Hills Hotel in broad daylight in front of a ton of witnesses.
Reach for the sky.
Lots of brandishing of weapons.
Why did he pull a gun on that valet?
Because it's the freaking 70s.
He made Specter wait too long for his Rolls Royce.
Oh, can't be doing that.
Yeah, hang on. It's
Get
a
that off.
Rolls Royce.
Get that off the top shelf for me.
Repeat
We're
what you
gonna have
said,
a
but
problem.
to catch you up, Specter apparently was married multiple times. First marriage, 1963, to Annette Mirar.
Mhm.
They had a kid and divorced in 1966. Then he had an affair with Ronnie.
Okay, that's right.
And then they got married.
Yeah.
And then adopted a son, Dante. And yeah.
Take me back to the orphanage.
I was like, I didn't ask for this.
So by that time, they have two kids, Gary and Dante. And I believe he has another kid, had twin children with his girlfriend, Janice Zavala.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
So 4 kids in total.
Goodness.
Then we can go back to Ronnie Spector and all her allegations.
Hang
Spector
on,
held
what'd you
her-
say before I got distracted?
Him loving guns and
Crazy.
a shitload of incidents, but the best one was he pulled a gun on a valet at the Beverly Hills Hotel on Broad. And he pulled a gun on this valet because he waited too long for his Rolls Royce.
That's just
Valid.
Nighttime or daytime?
Daytime. Shitload of witnesses.
Hell yeah. That's awesome.
Middle of the day.
Middle of the day. Took too long. So you pull up after like probably running a couple flights of stairs, probably, a couple blocks. Here you go, Mr. So-and-so. And then he's like, gun in face. Okay, sick. Keep going.
So I'm not getting a tip?
And there was Spector's habit of pulling guns to control women, especially when they wanted to leave and he did not want them to.
Well, how else do you get him to stay?
Exactly. That, again, is a recurring documented pattern of behavior. He would either pull a revolver or a 12-gauge shotgun on him.
A 12 gauge?
Where's he hiding that thing?
Seriously. Was it strapped to his back?
No,
Like,
it's behind one of his many, like, shitty, overly expensive tables or desks.
Or
Yeah.
thrones.
Things or thrones. I mean,
Yeah.
again, remember, he's got a 33-room mansion full of expensive
I
shit.
got a shotgun in my shit room.
Yeah, he does. I think you're right. There's tons of guns hidden all across the house, everywhere.
Yeah. Now, when all the forensics came back, the blood in the bathroom belonged to Clarkson, who never went into the bathroom. The white jacket that Spector had been wearing when he picked up Lana Clarkson at the bar had blood on it. The blood was from Clarkson. There was blood in the left-hand pocket of that jacket. That's also from her. If she indeed shot herself, how did her blood get on his jacket and in his pocket and in the bathroom and in the toilet? Especially since he claims to have been across the room when she pulled the trigger.
how did it, Grant?
Well, a theory began to form.
Oh?
Did Clarkson want things to slow down or stop when it came to her interaction with him that night? Did she try to leave? Did he fly into a rage when he couldn't control the situation? Did he grab the gun from the drawer, stick it in her mouth, and pull the trigger? And even though he didn't mean to pull the trigger, it may have gone off accidentally as he was shoving inside Clarkson's mouth.
So what's the rule with guns?
Always act as if they're loaded and don't jam them into someone's mouth.
Very good.
I often forget the second one, but the first one I remember always.
The more investigators sifted through the evidence, the more they became convinced that's exactly what happened. 7 months after her death after her death, Phil Spector was charged with murder. However, he remained free on a $1 million bail. She died on February 3rd of 2003. The first trial didn't begin until March 19th of 2007.
Wow.
Whoa. Damn.
The entire time he was uncooperative and seemed to revel in the spotlight, demanding all kinds of star treatment. He refused to cooperate and kept making weird veiled threats. A man who lived like a hermit suddenly had a lot to say to the media, insisting again and again that Clarkson's death was a suicide. Although all the evidence against Spector was very strong, this, however, was a Hollywood celebrity murder case. Nothing ever goes smoothly when we're dealing with one of those. It was a media circus. The trial was televised. When Spector's attorneys told him to tone down his comments during the inevitably unhinged press conferences, he fired them. He went through 3 sets of lawyers, including Robert Shapiro, who defended the O.J. Simpson case.
Wow. Brought in the big guns and then made him leave.
Now, the defense team that survived painted Clarkson as a washed-up, depressed, frustrated, and desperate former actress who literally wanted to go out with a bang. The prosecution stuck with the evidence and the science.
I hated that pun.
Yeah.
I hated that.
Did not like that.
Did not
Did
like
not care for it.
The prosecution stuck with the evidence and the science in the forensics. And a big part of their presentation was Adriana D'Souza, the driver on the night that Clarkson died. When he heard the gunshot, he ran to the door and was face to face with Spector. And again, he had the gun in his hand and he said, "I think I killed someone." The defense somehow introduced doubt, saying that
I didn't say it like that.
I mean, I think I killed someone by introducing a clearly suicidally depressed woman to my collection of guns.
I think I killed someone.
It wasn't her. The defense introduced doubt, saying that forensic experts hid crucial evidence. For example, some of the flecks of blood on Spector's white coat couldn't have been impact splatter. Just come on. The blood on the grip of the pistol was inconsistent with what you'd expect if Spector had fired the gun, and there was no evidence of any struggle. She was younger, stronger, healthier, and at 5'11", much taller than him. The defense maintained she could have easily overpowered him. They also brought up...
Your Honor, my
depressed.
client's a little bitch.
She's tall and sexy and very sad.
I hate this guy.
I know. This guy sucks so hard.
I hate this guy.
The jury was 10-2 in favor of conviction. The judge had no choice but to declare a mistrial on September 26th of 2007. That meant everything had to start again. The second trial began on October 20th, 2008. Judge Larry Fidler was on the bench again, and this time the trial was not televised. After months of testimony, same evidence, and even greater detail, the case went to the jury on March 26th of 2009. A crucial new fact was revealed. Lana was found to have a bruise on her tongue, indicating that something very hard had been forcefully jammed into her mouth, like maybe the barrel of a revolver?
Maybe.
It took the jury 19 days to deliver a verdict. Guilty of second-degree murder, plus guilty of using a firearm in the commission of crime. On May 29th, 2009, Phil Spector was sentenced to a minimum of 19 years in prison. There were several attempts at an appeal. All were denied. It went to the Supreme Court as well and denied another appeal after that. Meanwhile, Spector was just chilling in jail. And then on January 16th, 2021, He died of complications of COVID while in a prison hospital.
COVID got him.
Good.
Right? He was just 3 years short of parole.
I was gonna say 19 years.
Yeah.
That's it. That's fucking wild.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah. The entire time he maintained that he was innocent.
I don't mean to put this lightly, but like if any one of us were to do the same thing, we would be in jail either for the rest of our life or put to death.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Certainly
I
wouldn't.
hate these fucks.
Certainly wouldn't have been able to post a $1 million bond. Are you
And
fucking
be free
kidding me?
for 7 years? Because like the trial, like he killed it. What,
Yeah, there's a
2002?
huge gap.
Yeah,
right?
he was out for a long time.
So like from 02 to 09, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Chilling,
Yeah.
Yeah.
going home,
Yeah.
getting Taco Bell.
And then from
Chick-fil-A, who
09
cares?
to 2021.
I'm a billionaire.
United States justice system.
From 09 to
Seriously.
What year? What year did he die?
2021.
Is it ever said like how he enjoyed prison? Because he seems like a guy that wouldn't really be bothered by it for some weird reason.
I have to assume he had his own cell and was
yeah.
Yeah, like was he in a cushy prison?
probably.
I'm sure he was in
I'm not sure,
rich people
actually.
jail.
Yeah.
Oddly enough, his daughter Nicole began a campaign to clear her father's name, saying that
Nicole, come on.
that he was easy prey for prosecutors, and
What?
all the forensic evidence presented at his trial made
Your
it
Honor,
completely
My
clear
father's a little bitch.
that he could not have possibly pulled the trigger. But as far as the
His
justice
hands are so
system is
stubby.
Have you seen his hands?
But as far as the justice system is concerned, Phil Spector murdered Lana Clarkson. Thoughts?
I
agree.
I find myself confused because I'm agreeing with the American justice system. But yeah, I think he did it.
I think so too.
It's like I agree with the verdict. I don't agree with the outcome.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
You got him. Hooray.
Yeah.
19 years. Meanwhile, like I accidentally breathe on a cop wrong.
He'll fucking beat me into the ground and then kill me, and everyone
Right.
will cheer for him.
Right.
It's what we get for being poor.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, you're not famous, nor do you have $1 million to post for bail.
No.
What are you complaining about?
It's really my fault.
And to
Exactly.
listeners, that's coming,
Get famous,
Do
get
better.
rich. Joseph, Jesus
do
Christ.
better.
Come on.
that's coming from the guy
Capitalism,
that
baby.
that doesn't mind police officers. No, it doesn't hate them as much as Joseph does. But like, I still understand that like if any one of us here were to do something, we would be fucked for the rest of our lives.
Yeah, put under the jail,
This
as
guy
my
had,
grandfather would
if
say.
it wasn't for COVID, this guy would have had an opportunity to walk around again.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He
Clearly,
gets
I don't
out of
think he
jail
learned
and
his
like,
lesson.
"Where's my gun?"
Right. You're
Here's your gun back.
felon,
But I'm a rich
but I'm
fella.
a rich felon.
All right, here's your gun back, but don't put any bullets in it, okay?
And if you do put bullets in it, which you're not supposed to, don't put it in anyone's mouth, okay?
Promise me.
Promise, pinky.
Fought, I'll swear I'll do it.
So, wrongfully convicted? Is that what you're trying to say?
No, rightfully.
I don't know if that's Grant's
No,
point.
right
Is that your
conviction.
position? What's your position, Greg?
Right conviction, wrong sentence.
I mean,
The guy should have been put away for the rest of his life.
he was put away for the rest of his life.
Coincidentally.
Unintentionally.
Only
Yeah, long before
on
the
the
murder.
technicality.
Long before the murder. Brandishing a weapon, threatening people, kidnapping a
Destroying
wife,
his
and,
ex-wife.
How old
holding
was
her
he when he
hostage
when he
in a
died?
house.
Oh, I think it was like 71. Don't hold me to that, but it was somewhere around there.
Right. So I mean,
No,
like,
he died at 81, sorry.
81. Okay.
Damn, so
I
this
mean,
motherfucker had decades of just living it up and being a piece of shit.
right. And I mean, like, yeah, like
and then he got convicted for a murder and then lived free for like another 7 years.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like, dying in jail. I mean, that's the karma and God up there being like, nah. But like, think about it. Like, in 3 years, that guy would have been walking around. Yeah, he would have been old. He might have had like 3 more years.
God
But,
made
like-
COVID happen just to kill Phil Spector.
That's not what I said.
And then millions of other people
That's not
died.
what
And
I
he was
said.
just like, ah. That's on me a little bit.
That's not what I said.
You got
because-
a couple
I know.
eggs to get
I know
an
that's not
omelet,
what you
okay?
because COVID also killed John Prine, and that made me cry.
Yeah, that was sad.
Yeah.
But it's just, I don't know. Again, I guess with my little like music series that I've got going on here, he was really fucking good at what he did.
Yeah.
But what a crazy, horrible
What a
son of a bitch he
bastard.
was. You know? It's just a weird thing.
By
Yeah.
the way, something that I had a thought. What do you guys feel about trials being filmed and televised? I don't like it.
Oh, dude, it's
I don't like it.
the antithesis.
I
of,
don't like it
like,
because
a free trial. You know what I mean? Like
right,
Yeah.
a jury of your peers.
right. Specifically, like the whole Johnny Depp and Amber Heard bullshit. Like, it just seems like a distraction. And then, like, while everybody's watching this, I just, me and my conspiracy brain thinks that the government's doing something else.
Unfortunately, they usually are.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's just bread and circuses.
yeah, exactly.
I'm actually pro for it.
I would imagine.
I think personally speaking, I think every trial should be filmed.
Not mine. Fuck you. Right.
I mean, they're already recorded, just not.
Are you talking
visually
about for
recorded.
posterity's sake, or because I think the difference being if something is like turned into a media circus versus like recording something to make sure everything's on the
Right.
up
I mean,
and
like
up
if the
and-
video was to come out later, like after the trial was said and done, I mean, that's one thing. But like to watch it live, like again,
That was a big fucking deal. I mean, it was right up there with like OJ's
Sure.
trial or what you were saying earlier, Julie. Another trial from that era that was huge.
Jean Benet, wait, no.
Yeah, Jean
Rodney
Benet,
Well,
Casey
just
Anthony,
my-
Casey
my
Anthony.
point-
Yeah,
yeah.
that was like a weird little era of these.
Yeah.
big,
my point is with media comes pressure, and with pressure comes rash decisions.
yeah.
And I mean, look at OJ. Like he
He killed that.
he
bitch.
killed that bitch.
Oh, 100%,
right.
yeah.
And he got to live out the rest of his days.
Yeah.
You know, like
Playing golf
exactly.
and wondering why people don't want to hang out with him.
Well,
and being weird at Bills games.
well, I mean, we can just take it back to like just the evolution of like entertainment, if we want to say
Right,
that. I mean, like, but just of reality. I mean, what was it? Early '90s. So I guess CNN was the first like 24-hour news cycle, and it was around Iraq, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, so that's like when it begins. That, oh, we can do a 24-hour news cycle.
Right.
So, okay, well, what do we fill the space with? That kind of thing. Then late 90s, early 2000s. Then it's like, well, what else can we do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't have gladiators anymore. So
Yeah. But well, we did have
we
Legends of the
entertain
Hidden
ourselves?
Temple.
Yeah. How do you guys
we
feel about
we had
gladiators?
that. We had that.
What do you think about gladiators? If that came back, would you watch it?
I mean, hell yeah. I mean, I watched
in,
the NFL.
In what
Yeah.
sense? You mean like
Same thing.
if like slaves were put to fight to death?
No, I don't
for
think
each other?
slaves. No, I mean, let's say in a perfect world, because obviously it'd be exploitative and poor people would just be killing each other for
I
rich
mean,
people's entertainment.
We kind of
So like Squid Game.
Yeah, but like let's say televised consensual gladiator combat.
I
so
think
like
you're thinking
Hunger
of.
Games.
I think you're thinking more like a death race.
That's kind of what I'm thinking of.
Where it's like, hey, you're in prison. We'll give you this opportunity. You are risking your life, but you will go free at the end of this.
You could be in prison, or you could even just be a person who was like, "Man, I'll just sign up.
Yeah.
I need some money. I don't care if I live or die." Or
Yeah.
you know,
I don't know if I'd watch it.
Like a Running Man type thing.
Running
There you
Man
go.
is a good.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. It just sounds like it turned into like basically the U.S. military doing like work in like poor neighborhoods. It just sounds like it's gonna very quickly turn into
Right.
I mean,
like,
it's a
exploitative and not in a fun way.
I mean, like, do
Yeah.
you?
it's a
Because there's
classist
exploitative in fun ways. I'll go ahead and say that. That's a fact.
Sure.
Like, Jerry Springer, exploitative of traditionally stupid and poor people. And then there are people that are smart enough to exploit that system in itself. But it's still funny and entertaining. Same thing with Maury. But
Yeah.
that doesn't come at the cost of people losing their lives. Actually, that'd be the first thing I'd have to ask. Is the people die in this Gladiator series?
I'd say probably yeah.
Then yes. That's important.
The lean back.
No, I just don't think I could watch people actually die on live television. You know, it just. But also, I hate Jerry Springer, and I don't like watching Maury. I don't like.
Same.
It's that kind of television that I think makes people
dirty.
It's dirty, and I think
Makes
people
you
who
dumb.
watch it, are dumber having watched it.
How different is that from like MTV VH1 reality television?
It's all the same.
I think so in my mind. I think
Also
it's
garbage.
I think it's the same product marketed to different demographics.
Absolutely. Right.
You end up with people like the Kardashians who are fucking millionaires several times over, and
For
they don't
nothing.
fucking do shit.
Right.
For
They don't do
nothing.
anything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
One has a makeup line. That's it.
Chloe's a billionaire.
and like yeah, and it's like,
What the fuck?
how did this happen?
Right.
Who gives a shit? Why?
I think I'm nice and well spoken and pretty smart. Give me $1 million.
Right.
Speaking of $1 million, here at Murder Schmurder, we need $1 million, but luckily we've got a goddamn sponsor. Can we hear a word from our sponsor, ladies and gentlemen?
Oh, you talking about Corsair Distillery?
God damn it!
The
I think
first
I am.
distillery in Nashville post-prohibition.
Holy shit! I think
Hey,
that's the
today's
very same
episode
one.
is sponsored by Barrel Aged Gin from Corsair. It is it's a barrel gin that's aged in a rum and rye barrel. That's right. We take our rye, we age it for about 2 years, and we age a spiced rum in the rye barrels, and then we age a 7 botanical gin in the rum and rye barrels. Gives you this gin that hits a lot like a whiskey. Put it on the rocks, but it also makes killer old fashions, makes killer Negronis or some stirred up drinks. But
Ooh, that'd
also
make a really fun Negroni.
but also it adds a bit of complexity to your typical gin drinks,
Right.
like a bee's knees with a little barrel aged gin, honey, and lemon. I'm telling
Perfect
you.
for that. I mean, it got me to break my dry January.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that much.
Also,
it tastes so
and it's-
good, I
it's-
don't even care.
Speaking of January, it's cold as absolute shit outside. It makes a perfect hot toddy too. Little gin
Nice,
toddy.
effervescent. All
Yeah.
that heat, get all the nice
By the way,
Get the notes.
herbs
I
up in the nose.
I saw this recipe for some like whenever like if you're feeling sick, take some honey, chop up like a red onion, and then let it sit in the honey overnight for like 12 hours, and then all of, like the stuff from the onion will infuse with the fermented honey, and you get this onion honey that helps clear out your cold and shit. Yeah. So imagine that, a little barrel aged gin.
Yeah, now you're talking.
All right. And then like a shot of NyQuil if you're feeling a little
Some hot
little
water.
Real
runny.
dangerous.
Yeah, if you're feeling a little runny, and then just pass out for 12 hours. Feel
and a
you're
little
like-
cocaine just to speed up that process. Yeah.
Cocaine after you wake up, just to get back.
not
on.
cocaine, codeine, my friend.
Oh, I miss codeine.
God, I miss drinking that one drink so bad.
Hey, Jamie's 14 days sober.
14 days sober. Do I get a coin or something?
Actually, no.
Actually, I've
You
got
get
a
a
bottle.
shot of barrel aged gin.
You brought to you by Corsair.
What are you doing, man? It's too cold to be sober.
I'm doing it, baby.
It sucks out there.
Ooh.
I hear we're getting more snow this weekend.
Yeah, we're supposed to have like some crazy cold front that's
I am-
supposed to
Damn
like
it,
fuck
yeah.
up the entire like
I heard.
East Coast.
I think Grace told us next Thursday is supposed to be like 11 degrees.
Right.
Do we have anything else we need to add?
Well, if you want to help us get to that $1 million goal, you can always join our Patreon.
Okay.
Hit us up on Patreon. You can subscribe and follow the podcast. You can comment and like on it. Help grow the numbers. Help get us more and more able to quit our shitty jobs. We're out there working in the cold and just get back to doing what we love, which is making this shit.
Right. Friends, we are on Spotify. We're on Apple Podcasts. We're on YouTube. We're on Instagram at Trashville_USA. And also, if you go to Trashville_USA, you'll find all of our links in our bio, including a link to our merchandise. We got t-shirts. We got hats. We got pants.
Oh my god.
We
pants
got
for days.
coffee mugs. We've got tote bags.
Short pants?
I think we have
Short
ladies.
pants,
pants.
long pants. We got pants for juicy booties.
We got
pants
sweaters.
For dry
We got
booties.
I
hoodies.
think we have ladies undergarments on there.
You won't know unless you go look.
And on top of that, we've also got music produced by our
That's
wonderful
right.
tracking engineer, Jules.
Our first single, Nah Bitch Nah, out on Spotify now.
And if you want,
Music video to follow.
I had nothing to do with that.
if you want
You have
to
everything to,
also
do with
throw
everything.
a Christmas themed dance party in your own vicinity anywhere, we've got the hookup. If you go on Spotify right now, look up Murder Schmurder with the triple Xmas Christmas jingle, You yourself can be a part of that party. It's a jingle with the little thing on the E.
Inye?
It's like Buble.
It's like
Yeah.
Tarjay.
Tarjay. I had to change the name of it. Like, it's a long story, but essentially I couldn't use jingle, and I was like,
That's
is fucking
bullshit.
Stupid.
You
And then
can't
I put,
Copyright jingle?
no, I used it, and so they like you can't use it. It's like when they like put a password thing for you. It's like you already use that password, and like fuck. All right, jingle it is. And then I felt fancy.
You
About
didn't
it.
think just to put jingles?
Jingle it is. I'm sorry, I had a pinky out and was thinking like that.
Had a pinky?
I had a pinky out. I was being fancy.
I always go to the exclamation
attention.
point. You know, the fucking.
No.
Jingle. Now, if you have a favorite song that maybe you want us to cover, or maybe a topic you'd like us to cover in our music, email us at don'temailtrashville@gmail.com.
That's don'temailtrashville@gmail.com.
No, but seriously.
Don't email trashville@gmail. I swear, it makes it sound like we don't want them to email us.
But we do want you to
We
email.
really do want you to email us.
It's a
at
joke,
don't
actually.
Yeah,
email
but seriously.
It's
Trashville.
reverse psychology.
Yeah, we're
At
we're a
gmail.com.
comedy group. Yeah.
Now, if you're having trouble getting the women in your life to stay in your house without having to use a gun, email us at don'temailtrashville@gmail.com, and we'll give you the tips you
That's
need
right.
to get that mouth off a gun and on your penis.
We seriously,
Oh my God.
wow. We seriously want to do an advice column. I think that's a great idea.
Like an Ask Abby thing.
Yeah. There's also something that I've seen on the internet quite recently called the second date update, where a radio show will call somebody who hasn't been texting you or calling you back just to see what's going on for you. And I think that's a great idea.
We could do that.
Happily.
Yeah.
We can be trusted with your potential partner's numbers.
Yes. We won't do anything nefarious with it.
Give them to us.
Yeah. Maybe you're going through a really tough divorce where your husband has taken all the royalties of all the things that you're proud of, maybe taken all your belongings, including your shoes, away from you, and really any sense of dignity you have. And if you have any comments, questions, or concerns about such a matter, email us at don'temailtrashville@gmail.com.
That's don't email trashville@gmail.com.
But seriously.
All right. Well, play us out. Murder, 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 murder. Julie, this is your cue. Murder, murder.
It's the Murder Shredder Podcast. Like what you hear? Subscribe. Follow us on Instagram at Trashville_USA. And if there's a true crime story you want the gang to cover, email us at don'temailtrashville@gmail.com. Murder Shmurder is produced by Jamie. Our tracking engineer is Grant. And our mix and mastering engineer is Julie. Incidental music and our theme song is provided by JULES. This has been another production of Murder Shmurder.
It's the Murder Shmurder Podcast.